We can continue, I think. Next section we will continue. Hello? Another hello?
Yeah, okay, we
We
can
will
continue.
start.
Okay, so I hope everyone is able to see my screen. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate one more smart contract. Then we can move on how we can deploy that to the main Ethereum network, not the main Ethereum network, to one of the test Ethereum networks like Robston or Rinkeby. Okay, so yeah, so I have already coded up the code. So just like I said in the morning session, this code or this smart contract is used to store details regarding a student's project submission actually. So enum is first let me explain the smart contract in detail. So I have a contract called student details, and in which I have a user defined variable called phases, which is defined using the enum data type. So basically, using enum, we can make the code more readable. That is because the actual value of these are like starts from 1 is corresponding to 0, 1 and 2. So basically, it's just integer, but we can make the code more readable. And enum can be used to represent multi-state. Like Boolean can be only used to represent binary state, but enum can be used to represent multi-state. Then we have structure, which is also another data type which we can use to create user-defined variables. So here I am creating a struct called student, and which will have the members such as a name, which is of the type a string, project name, project description, project URL, and the submission status of the current phase and the which phase in which the project is. Then, as I've said before, mapping, which is a key value pair. I'm creating a mapping between a uint. So basically, the project will have an ID or a student will have an ID. And for each corresponding ID, we will have a struct. So basically, for each corresponding integer, there will be a student which has these minimum base. And I have set this as private because I don't really want anyone else having access to that. So this contract only will have the access. Then I am having another function called set student, and it has arguments such as an ID, then name, a project name, project details, all the details necessary for the submission. And this is how you add value to a mapping. So you specify the name of the value, a mapping, and specify the key. So mapping is a key value pair. So you specify the key, then adding a value to a struct, you can just simply specify a member of that struct, so dot name. So here it is dot name, project name, and you just pass in the values. Then moving on, we have another function to get the value. So just like we passed in the value, this is how we get the value from struct mapping. So yeah, in most of the scenarios, we will be using a combination of struct and mapping whenever we want to go through like storing and all those things. This is a simple, like just you can compare it with a simple KYC of a bank application. It's a simple way in which you can store many details regarding a student. I just start compiling it, and yeah, it's already compiled. Yes, it's already compiled. I'll just push it on the IPFS and just give you guys a code. Okay, so Yeah, that was the chat. Okay, so the code is available at this link. You can go ahead and execute that. So there isn't much. We are just simply storing the name, project description, project URL, and the submission status and project state of the project's phase state of a student. I mean, we can store multiple students. So yeah. So do anyone has any doubts regarding the previous sessions? If we have a doubt, we can discuss that. Otherwise, we can like see how we can deploy this contract to the Ethereum test network. One of the test networks, I think, are Robston. Test networks are like constantly maintained, and I just to be I forgot to mention that in the remix ID, these files, these artifacts are generated as part of the compilation, and these things are generated as part of publishing to the IPFS. These files are actually stored inside the browser memory. So if you clear the cache of the remix site or clear the cache of the browser entirely, these will be long gone. So either you can publish them to IPFS, but that will be like only there if you maintain your own node. But or you can like GitHub provides us with a facility to store code snippets, so you can use that option, like publish your code to the GitHub, or you can simply copy all these codes and open a notepad, then paste it over there. Yeah. So that's one way of doing that. And yes, so we make sure that you always save your progress. Otherwise, if you just put it in the remix ID, you might lose it. So be always mindful about that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see how we can connect to MetaMask and configure all those things. So I just go. I already have MetaMask installed, but I'll just remove that and start from the scratch. Okay. To install, to install MetaMask, go to metamask.io. So I'll just put that in the chat. Go to metamask.io and click on the download button, and it will automatically detect which browser you are using.
Excuse me,
So
sir.
yeah, tell me.
Actually, we already downloaded this MetaMask.
Okay, so everyone is
Because
downloaded.
yesterday also there was hands-on.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just skip that part. So I removed, so I'll just install that. Okay. So yeah, so you guys have also configured, right? So anyway, I'll just explain it as I go through it. So get started. If you already have a wallet, you can use the secret seed phrase. Otherwise, you can create a new one. So I don't really have one currently. A seed phrase currently with me, so I just create new wallet. Agree to their conditions. Give it a password for the wallet. It's not for the accounts, it's for the wallet. So give it a password. If you agree with the terms of use, tick that and continue. So yeah, this is a seed phrase. So you might know, but I just explained it again. So basically, MetaMask is a hierarchical deterministic wallet. That means the key generation. When we use the key generation algorithm for Ethereum, what we does is that we choose a random value. We somehow generate a random value. I mean, there are different mechanisms. Some capture the moment of my mouse movement. So like this moment, some might capture the coordinates for the mouse moment and create that as a random value. Then from that random value, we'll create a private key. Then from that private key, we'll create a public key. and then that public key is actually hashed using kekak or sha, then the address is generated. So that's how the flow goes. So in the case of hierarchical deterministic wallet, they use this seed phrase as that random value, and at the end they add, for example, at the end they add a constant value, for example, 1, 2, 3, and they increment that value and generate address based on that. So using a single value, we can generate back up all those address. So yeah, that's why we use the secret backup phrase for MetaMask, and also Ganache follows the same mechanism. Okay, so we'll move on. Just need to confirm the secret passphrase. Ginger. Okay, so I have successfully completed this. Okay, so now that we have successfully configured the MetaMask, let's connect it to the Robson network. So go to the networks option, switch to Robson test network. Now we need to get some test either, so that we can deploy this contract to the MetaMask network. So yeah, sorry, to the Robson network. So let's get some test either for the Robson network. To do that, click on the buy icon, the buy icon over here. So I mean, there are buy and send. So click on the buy icon, and there are like two options: directly deposit either. For that, we need to have someone else deposit that, but we don't know how someone like that. But for due to the fact this is a test network, we can just simply use the test faucet and click on the get either. It will redirect you to MetaMask faucet. I mean, faucet is the sites that normally give you test ethers. So request some ethers from the faucet site. Per IP basis, I mean, for due to the spam and due to avoiding spam, there is an IP restriction. So from an IP, you can, yeah, sorry. So when you click request one ether from faucet, you need to confirm your communication with the site. So from MetaMask, this is a security mechanism provided by the MetaMask. You have to confirm permission. I mean, give permission to this particular site to access the first account. So I'm just giving it permission. I'll click next and click connect. So after the connection is established, yeah. I think the faucet is having some problems. Okay, so let me just check what's the problem. Okay, so switching back and connecting to Rockstar testing to test faucet connect. Yeah, it looks like there is some problem with the MetaMask faucet. Let me check for the other faucet. So yeah. Let's see. I mean, there are multiple faucets for a same test network. Let's see if this works. If it didn't work, we can go and like try to connect with another network. So to copy your address, you can just click on, click on this icon over here and it will be copied to your clipboard. Okay, so it will take some time to process. And as long as it is processed, you can see it over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect MetaMask to Remix. I mean, in that time period, it will be populated. So let's go ahead and connect Remix to MetaMask. So select your Remix ID. Make sure your code, whichever code you want to deploy, is compiled, and switch to deploy and run transactions. Over there, we all earlier used the JavaScript VM environment. Instead of that, we'll be using the injected web. If you click on that, okay, 1 second. Seems like the things has some problem. Okay, so injected Web3, yeah. Sometimes Remix lately Remix has been crashing. So yeah, so when you select the injected Web3 option, it will automatically send a connection request to MetaMask, requesting for this site to access the MetaMask. So you just need to accept it, just like for the faucet. So accept that. And as you can see, we have connected, established connection with the Robson test network. You can see the ID over here, and it has recognized it as Robson test network. You can see the account that is available, or that we just connected. As you can see, let's just check. So it starts with the 4C and end with the 303. So yeah, my request has been accepted by the faucet. So I currently have 5 Ether, which is more than enough for our lab. So the balance can also be seen over here. So after connecting to the injected Web3, go ahead and compile your contract. Yeah, so auto compile is enabled, so it's already compiled. Then click on the deploy button. At that time, I mean, whenever we do a transaction in Ethereum network, it requires a gas fee. So at that time, you can see the gas fee necessary for it, and the gas price. I mean, the MetaMask will give you an average gas price for the network, and this will be the total amount that you need to pay. So you need to confirm your payment. It will take some time. If you click on the MetaMask, you can see the contract deployment process. Yeah, I think, yeah, it has been completed. If you check on that, you can see the transaction logs. And also, if you just click on this created with value, I mean, any of the transaction logs, you can simply go to either scan and see much more detailed report about that. So yeah, I think I have something in the chat. Okay, so how much money I have left? Okay, so I'll show you again how we can connect your MetaMask to Remix. So let's just go ahead and do that. So let's just reset it. So just go back to JavaScript VM, or you can just simply refresh it. Okay. Now select your contract that you want to deploy. Make sure it is compiled and ready. And then go to deploy and run transactions. Select injected Web3 under environment section. So you need to select this injected Web3. So select that. And I mean, I already established connection with the MetaMask before. That's why it didn't show the confirmation. So I'll just reset that too. If you go to MetaMask, you can see this connected. You can see if you click on this connect, I mean, you see this small icon, right? I mean, I'll just show you it in an extended form. Expanded view. Oh, it looks like the expanded view doesn't have it. So I'm sorry about that. So if you click on the connected on the left side, when you are in the site corresponding, whichever site you are connected. So click on that and you can see to which account the Remix Ethereum is connected. So if I just remove that, we can just start from the beginning actually. So you under the environment section, click the injected Web3, confirm your connection to the corresponding account. connect. Yes, we have connect. Now we have established connection with whichever network the MetaMask is currently connected to. As you can see, the MetaMask is currently connected to the Robston test network. So yeah, the injected Web3 is connected, and it also recognized, the remix itself also recognized the connected test network. So we can go ahead and deploy that. So it also listed, the remix also listed the permitted. So didn't have multiple accounts over here, but if you have multiple accounts over here, when you connect, for example, if you disconnect, I can just simply create a new account, create an account. I mean, in the accounts menu, in the my accounts menu, you can go to and create an account and just simply create a new one. I just go switch back to the old one, but anyway. So now we are not connected to Remix, but yeah. If we try to connect, you see, we can select which account we want to establish connection to. So whichever account we have selected, it will be listed over here as part of our. Now, so access to that accounts. Now, if we switch over here, switch the accounts over here, it will be able to connect to that account. But switching that account might trigger the remix to reload. So I'm not doing that. Have some queries, I think. Vishal, do you have a necessary test either in your account for doing the transaction? Check if you have the necessary balance. It might be due to the fact that you are not having enough balance. Okay, so after establishing connection, you can go ahead and check your balance. I mean, in the selected account. I mean, Remix will be showing the selected account in the MetaMask, for example. If I switch to this one, it will show the other account. So it has 0 either, but I'll just switch back to the other account so that we can deploy. Yeah. So it has 4.9. I mean, I deployed it before, so that way one ether is missing. So if you go back and then press deploy again, the MetaMask will confirm your Okay, so the MetaMask will confirm your total gas that you are willing to spend and confirm that. Wait for some second. The remix also shows you the log for that. If you click on that, you will be redirected to Robston test network, and you can see the status of the transaction. As you can see, it is pending, and it will take some time. You can also see the same thing inside the MetaMask. As you can see, the activity is pending and it is in queue. Yeah. So whenever we complete, you can see the complete log. So now, after it is deployed, everything is same as we dealt with the JavaScript VM. We can see we have under the deployed contract section, we can see the corresponding buttons and all those things. We have two functions, set student, one to populate the values, and we have another get student. So it looks like the remix also updated its, Ethers can also update its status. As you can see, this is our transaction from, it's a contract and it's committed on this block, and we have 4 block confirmations. I mean, after this block, we have 4 blocks that's confirmed. Now let's just add some values. So I'll just use 3001 name. For the QRL, so to input values to Boolean, you can either provide true or false. And in case of enum, it's also always considered as uint. So you can go ahead and if it is phase 1, you can provide 0. If it is phase 2, 1. Sorry, phase 1, then 2. Yeah, phase 2, then 1. Phase 3, then 2. So that's the value for enum is. So yeah, if I transact the value, yeah. So I think I have given a false value in any one of the, is it? Yeah, see uint date. So I just provide with the 1. So for the same, I mean, we are doing a state change. So in that state change also, we'll need to confirm our writing, and this much will be the fee that we need to write this transaction. Let's confirm that. Yeah, Vishal, you need to get a Ether for your account actually. I mean, I'll show you again how we can get test Ether. So go to this site, faucet.dimension.network. So go to this site. I'll just refresh it there because I already have the request. And then copy your address from MetaMask to whichever account you want to add Ether. So by like select, if you want to add this to this account, select that account, then click on the account, I mean name of the account and the address. Then the account will be automatically copied to your clipboard. Go back to your site, paste your address over here, then send a Robston it. So for me, I already have requested from this IP, so I can only request after 24 hours, but for you guys, you will be able to request 5 Ether. So it will take some time for like for five or 4 minutes. For me, I think it will take 2 or 3 minutes. So wait for that to populate Ether, and after you go back, you can, I mean, after some time when you go back, you'll see the status over here also. So you can go back and see, see, I have already received the Ether and I can see the status over here. So when you receive the Ether, it will be displayed over here, so you can get the details regarding it. Okay, so let's just check if our right information has been completed. Yeah. So my I have stored details regarding the student. So let's just try retrieving that. The student ID I have provided is 1. So let's use 1 and get student details. So as you can see, all the stored details has been retrieved successfully. So this is how we can deploy a contract into the Ethereum main network test. I mean, the procedure is exactly the same for deploying to the main network. The only problem is that we have to need Ether for the main Ethereum network. Otherwise, there is no other requirement. You can do a normal contract deployment for the normal or your actual contract deployment for the main network if you have the necessary Ether. So yeah. Why don't you guys like take 5 or 10 minutes and do check it out how we can do this entire procedure, and if you have any doubt you can just go ahead and ask. So, Sushil, I'm not presenting right now. I have given you guys a 5 minutes interval so that you guys can try out what I just did now. And if you guys have any doubts, then you can ask while you are trying out, or just take 5 minutes and do it. I mean, it's better always to do it right now rather than doing it later by looking at the recordings, because you might encounter some unknown errors. I mean, it's not uncommon to encounter the errors that even I don't know. So yeah, just take. We'll go to the next session, 2:35. Also, just a quick reminder: if you guys want to populate, connect to another network, you can. Each and every network has their own faucet. I don't really want to reload now. So connect to any network and click buy, and you'll have a faucet for the test networks. So any network is okay. So uh, if you guys are like if all of you are like accessing from the college network or something like that, then so I mean the site is working perfectly fine for me. That means you might be having an internet issue. Oh yeah, seems like the site went down. No, it's working fine. So basically, if you want to create a new account, you can simply, I mean, there is a DP right over here, like on the right side of the networks menu. Click on that symbol, and if you want to create a new account, under my accounts menu, there is an option called create account, and you simply click that and provide your account and a name, then create it. Now you have I have three accounts, and I can like seamlessly switch between them. I'm connected to the option, so that's why I didn't have it in mind. So yeah, each and every network will have different authorization mechanism for the faucet. Like Robson doesn't really have any authorization mechanism. For Coven, I think you have to have a GitHub or GitLab account if you want to you add either. Or for Ringaway, I think you need to post a tweet or a Facebook post to get the corresponding ether. So yeah, it's different, but it's simple. You can go with it. Robson has the simplest mechanism of acquiring ether. So if it says limit reached or something like that, that means someone from your network, if you are using Wi-Fi or college Wi-Fi or your own Wi-Fi, someone accessed this site and request ether from this site. That's why you are not getting it. So if you just I have some excess ether over here. So if you want either, you can just, not everyone, but if someone is not getting either in any way, you can just provide me with your address and I can send you some either. So Vishal, if you didn't get some either, you can just put your address over here so I can send you some either. Your Ethereum address, Vishal, not the Gmail address. If you click on this icon, you can just simply get that. And so if you want to send either to another account, you can simply click the send option. So I'll be able to demonstrate this. So simply click the send option, paste your address over there, and if it is a valid address, it will click a tick mark, and after that it will show your balance. So I have 4.9 ether balance, so I'll just send 0.5 ether, and this will be the gas price and gas limit I'll be requiring. So I don't think that much is, yeah. I just provided that, and next, confirm. And when this transaction finishes, who sent me that address? Okay, so yeah, I think Dr. Durga Karthik sent me the address. So yeah,
Yes,
Durga,
sir.
please send you check your
Yes, sir. I'm just checking. 1 second, sir.
yeah. I have sent you 4.5 either, and that will be enough for this lab actually.
Yes, sir. Point 0.5 received. Thank you.
Okay,
And I've
so
also received 5 ethers, sir. Sorry. Only now I
okay,
have received it. Thank you.
no problem. Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
so yeah, so Vishal, I'll also send you 4.5. So so to send some either to another part, you can just simply go click send, then paste the account. If the address is not valid, like if there is a space or an extra number is added, then it won't detect. But it is the correct address, then I mean only the format, not the correct address. If the format is correct, then it will automatically detect, show your balance, and so I just sent you some ether. Yeah, okay, so as soon as it's finished sending, you will get your ether. So if anyone else, let's see if anyone else requested. Okay, so we shall please check your account. 0.5 might have been credited to your account. Yeah. Okay. So if everyone has completed the exercise, you can move to the next one. Okay, so those who just received the ether can carry on with the testing. So the next is about Ganache, which is a simulated blockchain actually. A simulated blockchain and blockchain node, not the blockchain network, entire network, because if we have multiple nodes, then that will connect with each other, and then we will form a network. So currently, for those people or like people like us who are the developers in the Ethereum world and want to have an Ethereum node so that we can test out our development and all those things. And in that case, like we'll be opening multiple applications at the same time. We will be handling IDs, Visual Studio Code, multiple windows. So in that time, we might not be able to spare 6 GB of 6 GB of memory in the RAM. Like we'll be researching so much time, so many things in the tabs, and all those things will be there. So we won't be able to provide or free up that much memory. But in that case, we won't be able to run a full Ethereum node. So instead of doing that, we can install a simulation called Ganache, and it gives you the same output. If you, I mean, whatever input you give to a normal Ethereum node, Ganache will give you the same output. I mean, it will react in the same way as an actual Ethereum node, but in our case, we won't be needing to do any mining or any proof of work mechanism. So it is not resource intensive. So we can just simply develop and do our own thing. Okay. So I think pretty much everyone has done checked it. So if anyone has doubt regarding the previous section, you guys can just put that in the chat and I will address that. So let's move on and create Ganache. So go to truffle.com/Ganache. Actually, it's better like click on the need another OS download. So it's always better. Select the first one, 2.54 I mean, Johnny Cake is it's a name provided for that particular version. So I'll just put this link in the chat. So I have also already downloaded this and share it with the institute. I mean, you guys might have received a drive link. So you guys, if you guys haven't already installed it, you can go simply download. For Windows, I think I prefer always downloading the exe file. I mean the the APX. Yeah, where's the APX? Yeah, APPX is Windows like Metro style applications, like these kind of applications, like these inbuilt applications are all of the APPX extension. I prefer going with the Windows setup.exe because it's much smaller than the I'm thinking, yeah, APPX file. So you can, for Windows guys, go with the .exe. For Mac, there is a Mac DMG or zip file. For Linux, just simply download it and double click and you will be able to install it. Yeah, so if you guys have already installed it, then just install that, or you can go ahead and download it and install it. So just put it for downloading, and it's a simple application. Installation is not that not that very complicated. Yeah, Sandeep sir also have already provided the drive link. So it is preferable if you download from the drive, because the server where the Ganache is hosted, I mean the downloading from the GitHub will take too much time if you don't have a pretty good internet connection. But from downloading from drive, it is different. So you guys can go ahead and download from the drive. I mean, I myself prefer from downloading from a Google Drive location. So anyway, this is the place if you want to try out the different versions of, or if you want to get the source code of Ganache, and then you can go right ahead and get it from here. For this lab, we'll be using the 2.54 version. They have like fixed most of the errors. Like the previous version sometimes crashes, so they have fixed that in this version. So if you have a Ganache exe for Windows, I'll be able to demonstrate that. So yeah, if you have setup, just double click that and double click and follow the setup wizard. There is no complicated installation. Just click next, and you will be able to install that. Like simply click on the install, and you can specify the location you want to. I mean, you can go with the default version, but default location. But if you want to specify, you can specify. So I already have installed it. So I'll just launch it. So after installing in Windows, you can just type in Ganache in the start menu and simply open that. It takes some time. I mean, it's not that resource intensive, but to boot it up, it takes some time. So if you run, when you run the Ganache for the first time, you will be greeted with a window like this. So over here, you have two options. One is to start Ganache with the default settings provided by the developers. Another one is to configure your own workspace. So like the quick start environment will always reset whenever you like restart Ganache. But in case of new workspace, you will get a persistent workspace, like just like the quick start environment, but it will be persistent. I mean, any transaction you do to this environment will be retained unless or until you delete that workspace. So let's just go with the new workspace. Yeah, okay, so it will take some time. I mean, it didn't usually took this much time when it was in an older version, but as they are updating, and whenever they update it, the speed for booting it up increases. So as usual, your workspace can be given a name, and if you have any truffle projects, like the Ganache is part of the truffle framework. It's a framework that can be used to monitor the entire life cycle, like coding, compilation, deployment, and after calling, all those things can be monitored. Testing, all those things can be done in the truffle environment. But if you have a project relating to truffle, then you can add that over here. But we don't have one of those, so we'll move ahead. We'll just set a name for the workspace, the server. So where you will be hosting your node, and if you want to put it on all, like if you are on a Wi-Fi network and if you want your friend to access that, you can provide it on all internet network, or you can provide directly to your IP. So this is my IP on this Wi-Fi network, and you can provide it as a loopback. I mean the local host address. So I'll just host on the local host, so that for doing this lab, you can specify in which port we will be exposing, I mean the communication point. To communicate with an Ethereum node or a normal node, normally to an actual node we will have multiple options, but for this we will have the RPC JSON, the HTTP protocol to access the Ganache. So we'll be hosting that protocol on 7545 port. And to uniquely identify each network, we will have a network ID. I mean, to each network, for main network it is 1, for Robson it is 3, Covenant 4 or 47, Ringaby 4 or 47. You guys can just Google it out and you will get that number. So to uniquely identify each network, we'll have a network ID. You can enable auto mine. I mean, there is no actual mining happening there, but whenever it detects a transaction, it will automatically commit it. That's why the auto mining. Then we can specify how much Ether our account want. Like if you want 1,000 Ether, you can specify that. How much account you want, and like you can specify your seed phrase. So in Ganache, it is called a mnemonic. Seed phrase, secret phrase, mnemonic, all are the same. According to different applications, the name changes. That's all. So you can specify your corresponding seed phrase over there. How many accounts you want, how many Ether on each account you want, and the chain, the gas limit for the entire blockchain, gas price for a particular blockchain, and which version of blockchain you want to simulate. So that is also selected. In the advanced section is just a logging. If you want to output the log to a specifier, then you can specify that log file. Unless you can just simply display it on the Ganache itself. If you want to provide support for the Ganache, then they will be able to, if you enable the Google Analytics, they'll be able to get your feedback whenever you use it. Then the next tab is just about the Ganache. So yeah, that's the entire configuration. So basically you can configure the name for your workspace, your server configuration, where you want to host it, your port, your network ID, the details regarding accounts, then details regarding the chain. So then after you have configured everything, just go ahead and save the workspace. Now this is the Ganache. This is the actual workspace we get with the Ganache, and it will have all the details. Like current block is 0. I mean, I can't zoom it on this one. That's why I can't zoom it. So the current block on the top bar, you can see that status regarding the blockchain, the current block, gas price, gas limit, which version we are using, network ID, where we are hosting this this application, and if the mining status is all or not, the name of the KB workspace. And if you have different workspace, you can use the switch. You can create a new and then switch back to that. If you want to delete a workspace, you can simply click that, or just select that and go back to the workspace. So on the above, we have different tabs. So the account tabs list out all the accounts. So we have 10 accounts with 1,000 Ethers each. We can just get the address. And if you look at the far end on the right corner, you can see a key symbol. And if you click on that key symbol, you can see the account and the private key is also there. So please keep this in mind, because when we do the MetaMask with the Ganache connection, we will need the private key to import that mechanism. Now, let's go ahead and explore other tabs. We have blocks, which will show all the mined blocks. This is a Genesis block because we haven't done any transaction on this, so this is a Genesis block. You can see it was mined on 250, and this is a block hash, the gas limit and the gas use. So Genesis block, so there won't be any gas use. So any transactions, the transaction is empty because we haven't done anything. The contract is only available if you have linked it to the truffle project. If you have any events in your contract, then the log. So everything will be shown here. Though, so it has been started, and yeah. Now let's do the first thing. Let's see how we can connect Ganache to Remix. So before that, so all of you have finished installing, right? I mean, is there anyone like if you are in the process of downloading or in the process of installing, there's no problem. If anyone encountered any error, please do let me know. Okay then. Okay then. So if you guys want to try this out, you guys can like take 5 minutes and try creating your own workspace and running the Ganache application. Then after that, we can connect to Remix. So just take 5 minutes and connect to configure your workspace. Like we'll get back at 2:55 or 56 or something like that. Okay, so of course, Niranjan, I'll just show you again how we can do this. So after you have, I'll just reset it to 0 so that we can do it. So after installing Ganache, just launch it. So I'll simply open Ganache. And when you're opening it for the first time, you will say that we have two options. Either is to use the quick start, in which case it will go with the default settings. And if you want to change the settings, you can use the new workspace. So click on the new workspace option. It will take some time to boot it up. So after it is enabled, you can provide a workspace name, KBA. So then configure the server where you want to host it. You can either give 00 so that it will be available on all interfaces, or you can directly host it to your Wi-Fi, only your Wi-Fi location. I mean, if you give 00, it will be available on localhost or Wi-Fi everywhere. So yeah, no, not all on localhost, but other interface. So yeah, if you have a Wi-Fi and you want your colleague to access, you can provide it on Wi-Fi or all interface. So I'll just go host on localhost. Specify a port number in which port you want to expose this node. I mean, like using which port we can communicate with this node. Specify a network ID, which is an unique ID used to uniquely identify the blockchain. I mean, so yeah, it's not really mandatory for a simulation, but we can specify that. Then after that, you can turn on the automine, show error on transaction failure, all those things. Then you can specify details regarding the account. If you want to have 1,000 or more than that, either you can specify that, how many accounts you want, let's just set it to 5. Then you can specify your own mnemonic or seed phrase. It's just a tolerator word. You can specify 12 individual words and it will be considered as a mnemonic or a seed phrase or a secret backup phrase, anything. I mean, it hasn't too many names to remember. Then you can configure the chain. You can specify the gas limit for the chain, gas price, and which version you are of Ethereum client you want to use. Then logging functionalities, analytics, effort. Then you can go ahead and if you have finished setting up your workspace, you can go ahead and save the workspace. And as you can see, the like each account has 10,000 ether, and I have only requested for 5 accounts to be populated. So there you have it. So that's why you set it up a new workspace. So I hope everyone did that. Okay, so let's go ahead. I hope everyone was successfully able to do that. Let's go ahead and connect Ganache to Remix. So make sure that the Ganache is up and running. Copy the RPC server address. So you can just double click over here and it will be copied. So Control C, press Control C, and it will be copied out from there. Now let's just see. Go back to Remix ID. Disconnect from MetaMask, you can just choose any other environment. So for connecting to Ganache or connecting to an actual Ethereum node, you can use the Web3 provider option. So under the environment, select Web3 provider. Environment, Web3 provider, and yeah, you'll get a big pop-up. In the bottom, at the very bottom, there is an input box named Web3 provider endpoint. Paste your URL over there. So it was like HTTP 120 localhost address 7545. Then paste your URL over here. Then click OK. So as you can see, we have connected with the Ganache, and it is showing the network ID. I mean, our network ID was 5777. It is showing over there. And then we can explore all the accounts available in Ganache also. So that's how we connect with the Ganache. After that, everything is same. We can just deploy. I mean, it will be just quicker than deploying to an actual test network. So we can do everything the same as we did with the JVM or like with the MetaMask also. So yeah. So if you guys got all of that, then I can also show you guys how, I mean, how we can connect with the MetaMask to Ganache. Like if you, in some cases, if there are necessary, like if you are providing MetaMask as a front end to your D app, then you should be able to test MetaMask, and instead of connecting that to your actual test network, I mean, you have seen how much time it takes to do a transaction in the test network. So instead of that, you can use the Ganache. So in that time, if you want to like your D app, then MetaMask and a blockchain network. If you want to test that flow, then you can connect your MetaMask directly to your Ganache, then test that flow. So it will be easier, and you'll have much better experience, and you'll be able to explore all the details. See, as you can see in Ganache, if you go back to Ganache after deploying a contract, you can see the contract creation. All those details will be there. It will be easier to explore the Ganache because Ganesh will show you all the details regarding your transactions. All will be there. I mean, it will be easier if you work with Ganesh rather than the JVM or the actual node. Even the actual node only has a command line interface. Only Ganesh has a GUI interface. So if you want to have a smooth operation, then you should go with this. Only in case of development, after you have like thoroughly developed it, you should go for the create a custom network yourself, test on that, test on the test network, then deploy on the main network. I mean, before do the auditing and unit testing, all those things. So yeah, that's how you connect with the Web3 with Ganesh. Simply, just simply clicking on the Web3 provider and specifying the endpoint. That's all. And it will connect and automatically populate all the addresses we had. Okay, so to connect with Ganesh, make sure that your Ganesh is up and running. Copy the RPC server URL. Then go back to Remix. Choose the third option, Web3 provider. Paste your RPC server URL there and click OK. Now you have established connection. Yeah, so Vishal, did you get that? Okay, so if you you guys can take 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and try connecting with the Ganesh and deploying your yeah. Okay, so I think most of the people have finished doing it. Then I will just wait for 2 minutes so that others can do it too. So. Okay, I mean, this process didn't really take that much time. So we can move on and see how we can connect MetaMask to Ganesh. So as you know, both of them share the same wallet mechanism, like Ganesh and MetaMask uses a mnemonic or seed phrase, or I mean, whichever you want to call it, seed phrase to create accounts. So, wait a second, I think I have an echo read. Okay, so here it is done. Okay, so the first step is to copy the mnemonic. So just come to Ganesh, double click over here. Yeah, so click from there, and so you can simply click on this icon, I mean the account icon, then lock your account. Lock the MetaMask, and at that time you'll be seeing this import using account seed phrase. So after if you are logged into your wallet, you can see log out from it, lock it, and you can see import account using seed phrase. So you'll be importing a wallet. So import account using seed phrase. Click on that. Provide your wallet seed. So it's the same as it's provided over here. You just need to copy it from here. So copy it from there. Paste it over here. I mean, if you click the show seed phrase, then you can see that there. Provide a new password for your wallet, because we'll be entirely creating a new wallet over here. So I'll just provide a random value. So remember, do not remove the old seed phrase, or you might regret doing that. Like, I mean, you already had some ether, right? So In any case, if you forgot to save your Ether, you can just go back. I'm just showing this in any case if you forgot to save the old seed phrase. So if you can go back and go to the settings, click on this My Accounts menu, like this smart DP, click Settings, go to Security and Privacy. I mean, we have many settings over here, but the important one is Security and Privacy, and you can see the Reveal Seed Phrase over here. You click on that and provide your password. Enter, and you can see the seed phrase, and I'll just copy. I'll just copy that and store somewhere. Okay, now that we are ready, we can go ahead and copy the mnemonics of the Ganache. Then go back to MetaMask, lock it, import using account. Sorry, go using seed phrase. Paste your seed phrase. Provide it with a new password, then restore it. So as you can see, the account is there. I mean, let's check if it is the correct one. So what is the first account of Ganache? It starts with the C and ends with the 70. Yeah, so we got the account. So why it is 0? Curious, right? I mean, the problem is that we are not connected to Ganache. We are connected to Robson Test Network and we just have an account, but we are not connected to Ganache. So to connect with Ganache, to establish connection with Ganache, we already have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 profiles to connect to a particular pre-configured profiles to connect to a particular network. So instead of that, we need to create a new profile to connect to Ganache. To do that, open the networks menu. This menu is called the networks menu. You already have profiles for Ethereum, Robson, Coven, Gabigoril, and localhost. So click on the custom RPC option. So in the networks menu, click on the custom RPC option. Click on it, and here you have to provide it with a name, your RPC URL. So I mean, I previously populated it that way. It is populating it back. So name, you can provide any name. It's just a profile name for the networks in MetaMask. RPC URL, you can get that from here, like the RPC server URL. It's the same when we used it at PMix, so you can use that. The chain ID, I mean, the chain ID of this one is actually kind of I forgot that, and it's not 5777. I actually can simply provide a false value. To get the chain ID, you can simply provide a false value over there, and it will give you the chain ID. So this is the chain ID. It's shown in big number value. So simply provide a false value over here, some false value, and it will provide us with the chain ID. I mean, it is not listed over in the Ganache. I mean, it's part of a new update to the MetaMask. That's why, I mean, the chain ID was optional previously. I mean, up until yesterday, it was optional. Today, it is yesterday evening, it went to mandatory from optional. Yeah.
No, sir, it is optional. Optional.
Yeah.
Chain ID is optional.
So you guys installed the MetaMask yesterday, right?
Okay.
So
yes.
if you update, then it will go up to from optional to this version. Actually, I mean, I actually not accidentally I update it free on a daily basis, so that's why it is not optional for me anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so after you provide the chain ID, I mean, if it is optional for you guys, you don't need to provide the chain ID. But in case if it is not optional for you, you can just randomly provide a number and click save, and you will get the chain ID from the warning message. So provide the chain ID, click save, and nothing will happen actually. I mean, you can just go back and close the settings. I mean, after you save, you can see on the left side there is a new network profile. So just go back and close the settings, and you can see we have the Ether. So it's a corresponding same amount of Ether we have on our account. So you might be thinking, we only have one account, right? I mean, the Ganache listing is listing out 5 accounts. So but we only have one of them here. So there is two mechanisms in which we can import the second or the other accounts. So the first mechanism is to import using the private key. So let's get the private key of the second account. To get that, go back to Ganache, and this is the second account, right? I mean, I have some code. Okay, so for those who are optional, you don't need to give the chain ID. Okay, so this is the second account. Click the key symbol on the right side, and under the private key, copy the private key using Control C. Copy the private key, and after copying the private key, sorry, I just overwrite the private key. So yeah, copy the private key. Go back to MetaMask. Use the import account function. So under the, I'll just cancel and show it again. Under the My Accounts menu options, under the Create Account, use the Import Account. Select the Import Account option. Paste your private key. So like, yeah, this is where you paste your private key and click Import. So the second account has been imported. So this is how we can one of the main mechanism in which you can import your account. Get your rest of the payment. So if you repeat this process, you can get the rest of the accounts. But there is also another mechanism in which you can get the accounts, because the fact that both of these accounts follows, both of these mechanism follows the deterministic hierarchical deterministic valid mechanism. It will be incrementing a constant number when each time we create a new account. That means until the fifth index, we already have 5 accounts until the fifth index. So until the fifth index, we will be having populated address. So let's try creating one account. So account 3 create, we got the third account, right? Oh yeah, so the problem is that we already imported the second account, but whenever we create it, it will be coming at the same one. We imported one, but the MetaMask counter doesn't increment when we do the import option. So we create a new account, we will create it again. It will be like 6AF0, let's see, 6AF0, we got the third account. And if we continue this option until like the fifth account, I'll just do that. Yeah, create a new account, create account, create. So until the fifth one, we won't be we'll be having the ethers, because we have 5 accounts, and all of those are populated with 1,000 ethers. So whenever we create a new one, which is not populated with the ether, it will. I'll just create the 6th account. It will be empty. So this is how the hierarchical deterministic valid works. Both are compatible with each other. That's why we were able to get the accounts back. So yeah, whenever, like for example, you have 3 accounts related to a seed phrase. Whenever you import your account using the seed phrase, you have to do this mechanism if you have more than one account to retrieve those accounts. So yeah, that's how we can do these things. And if you guys go ahead and try this out. And one more thing is that now you can go directly to Integrate Web3, connect with MetaMask. So I just select the first one, connection established. As you can see, when we use the Ganache and directly connected, it showed the 5777 network ID. And when you use the MetaMask, it also showed the 5777 network ID. Let's just looks like there is some error. Yeah, the selected account doesn't have any money, that's why. So I'll just select the first one. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and deploy one. So we'll be deploying this contract. It will be going through the MetaMask, but we'll be deploying that to the Ganache. So if you see, go back to the transaction, you can see the contract creation transaction. So that's all for today's session. We can go into the Q&A section. Okay, guys. So you guys can try it out, and if you guys have anything related to the before noon session or afternoon session. You guys can ask the question. So yeah, that's all the hands-on session is all about.
Mm.
Okay, so while you think or ponder for your questions, I'll just give you guys some pointers on if you guys want to like explore these technologies any further. So if you want to learn more about Solidity, you can visit this site. This is actually the official documentation. It's a pretty fairly well documented and simple explanation of Solidity. Yeah, looks like it is taking some time to load. Yeah. So if you simply visit this site, I'll just paste it in the chat. So if you can go to this site to learn more about the Solidity. If you, like in any case, if you want to further pursue it, and in case if you want to learn more about a remix ID, it also has a documentation. So go to this particular link.
അത് നമുക്ക് സൺഡേ അറിയാമോ?
Okay, go to this particular link, then you will be able to
Friday
learn more
notice.
about the remix ID.
Maybe
And if you
individually
want to
person.
learn more about the an actual Ethereum client, I mean, we won't be able to cover that in the scope of the session. So if you want to know about that, there's an Ethereum. I mean, this is the developer resources provided by the Ethereum developers itself. You have a lot of resources over here. You can use that also. Thank you, Rohit. So yeah, you can directly go here. And in any case, if you are wondering what are the application that is available on the, I mean, what are the conditions or applications that is available publicly on the network, on the Ethereum network that is actually hosted on the Ethereum main network. So you can use a site called State of the D Apps, where you will be able to see all the applications. These are the applications here. I mean, even the CryptoKitties. I'll just crypto. I mean, CryptoKitties are one. Yeah, I think CryptoKitties. These. I think I misspelled it. Anyway, you guys can just go ahead and search that. So all the current live applications, yeah, that's the CryptoKitties. And you can visit its website, see all the details regarding that. So this is actually a very good site. So yeah, you can refer to this site if you want to know more about the decentralized applications. So I'll just post that link over here too. And yeah. Ethereum developer. I had let me check. I need Ethereum docs and okay, so yeah, that's this. So if you want to know what the companies or the companies around the world are working on Ethereum, then you can go to this link and see their application. They have a lot of application in different areas, so you can go to this link and check out these applications and understand how the logic works on that too. So I think that's all the links I think I can provide you guys for the for further developing and pursuing this environment. I think I have pretty much given you the link, and if you guys want to have links, I mean, if you want to know more about the IPFS, it also has docs, right? Okay, I mean, even the IPFS has docs, so I would prefer IPFS instead of application. You can go for that. And if you guys want any other reference link, and you can just put that in the chat and I will be able to provide that. Thank you guys. Thank you. So if there are no further questions, then we can wind up the session.
Okay. Okay, so very good, very nice session, I think.
Thank you.
Because yesterday there was some problem was there. Ma'am have a first session. They have the hands on, but ma'am handled it little fast, and they have so many doubts. I think that doubts are being cleared.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity too, guys. I mean,
Okay. I would like to call Rohit to express his view on that session. Hello, Rohit. Hello, Rohit. Hello. 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 Rohit, are you there? Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Rohit. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So you can say your opinion about your session, this session. Two sessions was there.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, your name actually?
Sir, my name is Sunila Shivtare.
Okay. It was showing another name here. That's
Yes,
right.
yes. This is my husband name.
Okay. Ma'am, please continue.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Sandeep sir. Can I speak?
Yeah, you can also.
Myself, Dr. Vishal Dahiya. My name is like male name, but I just really want to thank the sir because the first time I am going through what is actually the blockchain, and I'm a PhD guide. So my student he wanted to do in blockchain, so I'm learning it. So I'm very thankful to sir because today actually I come to know how these things will work and what is the future of this. So really I'm very thankful to him. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Ma'am, you can continue. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You can continue.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Actually, this session is very helpful for me. Actually, there are many doubts in my in this subject, so many doubts are clear now. And really, this session is very helpful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. So if you guys still have any doubts, I'll just give you guys my contact email address. So if you guys want to know any technical doubts or need any reference link in the future, you can just mail me, and I'll reply you guys as soon as I see the mail.
Okay. Thank you, Anand. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So today our technical session is over. Now we have a Sahaja Yoga session at 4 o'clock. I will make sure that they will end at 4:30. Okay. Okay, that's the only session. That's the last session of their. Uh, they have two sessions. So yesterday was one. Today they will continue with that. Okay. So please be on time at 4 o'clock. We will start that time. Okay. So materials, all the materials is been uploaded. YouTube link is been shared. Okay. So today's video is been recorded. It will be uploaded tomorrow. Okay. And details of the resource persons is also shared. Their CV is being shared with me. I will be sharing that in the drive, so you can use that also. Thank you. So one more thing, feedback link is been provided. Please go through the feedback. Please fill that. Okay. So next session we will start at 4 o'clock. Thank you.